Oh my God, there is always drama or something crazy going on in the world of finance. Holy freaking cow. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today, we are going to discuss the fact that the government actually came out yesterday and admitted that they were wrong about inflation. Janet Yellen, in responding to her past remarks on downplaying inflation, just recently said on CNN that I think I was wrong about the path that inflation would take. She says, at the time, I didn't fully understand the impact of shocks to the economy, such as energy prices, supply chain crunch, and the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, it's very important to understand that not only did she say this, but her, the Biden administration, the entire government literally said last year that inflation, even the Federal Reserve, said that inflation will be transitory. It won't be here very long. It's temporary. And oh my God, were they dead in the water wrong. They were dead wrong. Yellen also says that she is encouraged by declines in core inflation, but oil remains high. Yellen says, she cannot rule out further inflationary shocks. Meanwhile, it's important to note that Fed Atlanta President Raphael Bostic said in a suggestion last week that the central bank take a September pause from raising rates shouldn't be construed as a Fed put or belief that the central bank will come to the rescue of markets. Now, it's important that he says this because I know some people out here have this opinion that the Fed is going to stop raising rates come September and that the Fed cares about the stock market. My personal opinion, I don't think they give a damn. I don't think they give a crap about the stock market. I think their main priority is to fight inflation. And it is very important that you guys pay very close attention to the words that Janet Yellen, Joe Biden, and the Federal Reserve are saying, because I'm telling you, their actions and their seriousness in fighting inflation will affect the stock market. Macroeconomics matter, folks. Now, in other news, Joe Biden actually came out with an opinion piece on the Wall Street Journal. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. What was the title? Title right here, My Plan for Fighting Inflation. I won't meddle with the Fed, but I will tackle high prices while guiding the economy's transition to stable and steady growth. This is actually important. So Biden is trying to make it very clear. He's playing a little politics here. He's trying to make it very clear that he is allowing the Fed to be independent of politics and pretty much do their own thing. This is way different than the previous president who really cared about the stock market and on numerous occasions pressured the Federal Reserve chairman, who indeed was Jerome Powell. As a matter of fact, the previous president actually threatened to fire Jerome Powell at one time. That's how serious things got. So Biden is trying to completely separate himself from the previous president and basically say he's allowing the Fed to do their thing. He trusts them, blah, blah, blah. Here's a statement right here by Biden. He says the most important thing we can do now to transition from rapid recovery to stable, steady economic growth is to bring inflation down. That is why I have made tackling inflation my top economic priority, my plan in 3 parts. Now, his plan kind of sucked. I read it. I didn't really like it very well. It wasn't anything that special, but what I do find interesting is that the Washington Post actually laid out a complete, comprehensive timeline showing how the Fed and the White House were slow to accept that inflation was real and here to stay, which is so funny because I remember when the Fed came out and said that inflation was transitory and the Biden administration came out and agreed with them. And I remember everybody on Wall Street got so mad at that and hated them, basically said, you've got to be out of your mind to think that inflation was transitory. And fast forward a year later, Wall Street was right. It's really that simple. So the Washington Post, this is all these Wall Street's W's. The Washington Post said that, and what's also interesting is we got another article that came out that said that some Biden officials have said that Biden's administration should publicly accept that the administration's stimulus contributed to higher prices while arguing that such steps were worthwhile, while others have opposed making such concessions. So you've got some people in the administration who says, hey, dude, we need to do what Janet Yellen's doing. We need to come out and just downright admit that we were wrong and own up to our mistakes. And then there are some people in the administration who are saying, no, you should not do that. Keep acting like we were right to basically borrow all this money and put it out into the economy and blah, blah, blah. So that's basically what you have going on here. I think it's more than obvious that Biden's stimulus, well, not Biden's stimulus, I'm sorry, I don't want to get political here, but the stimulus packages, because you had stimulus that was passed under both Biden and the previous president. But I think there's no doubt that stimulus did contribute to these inflationary pressures that we are seeing. The last thing I want to talk about was this whole Ukraine thing. Man, I wish it would just end. It is crazy that it's still going on. But President Joe Biden said that he'll give Ukraine advanced rocket systems and other U.S. weaponry to better hit targets in its war with Russia, ramping up military support as the conflict drags into its fourth month. The package of weapons includes missiles that will allow Ukraine to strike locations as far as 80 kilometers away. World leaders, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, have publicly called for such a move in recent weeks. Now, this is starting to get scary because if we start to give too much support to Ukraine, this could cause Russia to get a little nuclear. That is the concerns there. But overall, very interesting that the government has admitted that they were wrong about inflation. What's going to be very interesting, the most anticipated thing of this entire month of June, y'all, is going to be CPI, which I believe gets released on June 10th. Let me see if I'm right. I think June 10th. Am I wrong? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe June 7th. But either way, it's coming up very soon. And that is going to be highly, highly anticipated. In my opinion, that's going to determine everything. We need to see, again, not that inflation is speaking, we need to see if inflation is coming down. But based on the looks of these gas prices, which have gone up, I'm literally paying more at the pump. I'm not so sure that inflation is going down, so I'm a little worried. But we will see. And I can tell you guys with 100% certainty that, in my opinion, if that next CPI print comes out bad or Wall Street doesn't like it, we going back and we testing those 3,800 lows on the S&P 500. So get ready for that. Get ready for pain and bloodbath if the CPI reading does not come out good. So there you guys have it. That's your recap for this morning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.